Hello YouTube, Flashlight Enthusiast here. Today I'd like to draw the discussion what's the difference between various versions of E07 from Fireflies, okay? Today I've got me the E07X Pro, the new 2021 edition of E07, and the older model that was the predecessor of the newer, so original E07, okay? Despite of obviously different colors offered in terms of anodization, these features different drivers, emitters and characteristics that I would like to discuss today. Okay, unfortunately this model, the E07X Pro, is unavailable due to driver shortages and some problems in semiconductors availability in China today. So while the bodies are available, you cannot order this one because of the drivers. So if you have one of these, you are pretty lucky because this one is, in my opinion, the best version. But well, it is as it is. Okay, so we'll focus much on these two models, the E07 and the newer version, and this one is just for comparison. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. This is the newest version of E07 2021 edition with Firefly Light logo already on the body. As you can see here, we've got the Fireflies, and here on the oldest model is also Fireflies. Okay, so main differences is actually improved switch, added magnet in the tail cup because the older model did not have this one. A little bit changed the design, and they also added the sexy looking short tube. Right now on the screen you can see the picture. The emitter choice is pretty much the same. As you can see, the auxiliary LEDs changed a little bit. On the newer version they are much brighter, and they also added 3 of them in the center here, as you can see, 1, 2 and 3. So yeah, this is the highest mode of auxiliary LEDs. This is also the highest mode, but you may remember that in the older model we've got only 3 modes of auxiliary LEDs, so off, blinking and just on. But on the newer model, as in standard Unreal, we've got 2 on variants. We've got low mode and high mode of constant brightness, then blinking and off. Okay, so as you may remember, the older version featured auxiliary LEDs that were either matching or not. The main auxiliary LEDs here, they are matching because they were programmed as to go in the cyan color, and if you chose other LEDs under the main optics other than cyan, the auxiliary did not match. In the newer model they do not match either, but the auxiliary LEDs are cyan, and under the switch they are kind of white. Okay, and they are definitely much brighter, as you may notice here, as are the auxiliary LEDs. Okay, also the optics is slightly different. The older model featured the 25-degree angle TRI lens, but the newer one is slightly less. It's 20-degree angle. For comparison, the X Pro is even less. It's like 10 degrees angle. So still not much difference in beam pattern, but slightly more intense hotspot, so enhanced throw for you guys especially. Okay. The one feature that is lacking, in my opinion, in the original E07 is the USB-C charging, but in the newer model they do have some answer for that. So you can order a separately special tail cup that has a spacer that can allow some longer 21700 cell with additional USB-C charging port. For example, like this AceBeam 21700 battery with USB-C charging port here. So this battery is slightly longer, so you'll need extra spacer in the tail cup. It can be bought separately on Firefly's website. Okay, this is not in the package, unfortunately. As you can see, the clip stayed the same, so press fit. They do recommend applying some oil before applying this one to not to scratch the anodization, and I think this is a wise move. On the X Pro we've got nice incorporated clip in the design, so I think this is worth mentioning. Okay, it still runs the Unreal 1, I believe, so nothing changed here. Same spring design and interior. All right, let me show you. Threads are also similar, so very nice square threads, well greased, and overall good quality of machining. Something I like to discuss here is the O-ring. It looks pretty similar, so this is the transparent one, but I believe Fireflies has some problems with getting O-rings the right size. As you can see here, it can be pinched by the tail cap while you're screwing this down, and unfortunately it can damage the O-ring, so bear in mind that don't do it by force. And this is not this particular model only. I have similar problems with the E12R and E07X Pro, so bear this in mind. Here we've got the nice thick spring to allow the good electrical contact, because this flashlight can really draw some amperage in turbo mode, so definitely good design, short spring, and also features a magnetic tail cap, which is pretty strong actually, and I think they did a very good job here. Let me show you how it works. So here's some first surface, and as you can see, it can hold without any problems in both vertical and horizontal position. So good strong magnet indeed, similar to the E07X Pro version. Okay, so very nice addition. I definitely missed the magnetic tail cap in the original E07X, E07, so definitely a good move. So one thing that did not change is actually the driver itself, which unfortunately is, in my opinion, quite a step back rather than forward, because as you know, the E07X Pro and E12R and some mules from the series feature the Luminocean back boost driver with FET, and although it does not allow the flashlight to achieve the maximum brightness as it is in the FET plus 3 or FET plus 4 driver, the FET just is different, and the overall maximum brightness is lower. The stabilization and the turbo sustainability is much better, and I definitely prefer the Luminocean driver over the so-called standard shitty linear driver that E07 and the new version E07 2021 features. Okay, that being said, the output that can be sustained is much higher on the newer version. I think that some thermal problems were solved, and I really appreciate it, because as you will look at the runtime graphs, you will see that it is pretty similar and almost double the performance of the older one. So very nice, very good job here, Fireflies. But I would really like to see the back boost driver with some FET incorporated in newer models, but I understand there are some issues on the market with semiconductors and so on. Okay, so that's basically it, guys. Let me show you the runtime graphs real quick and the beam shots. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about original E07. This is the turbo runtime graph. I've got the XP-L Hi 4000K version, so pretty good efficiency of the LEDs while still giving a nice pleasant beam. Alright, so here I measured over 7,300 lumens. At start meant, by the way, after 15 seconds in my room temperature environment, from 6,554 lumens, it started to step down over the course of the next 30 seconds to around 400 lumen level, which is insanely dim level. Okay, and as you can see, unfortunately there are some thermal issues, and the output starts to fluctuate over the course of like first 10 minutes, and then try to stabilize at around 800 lumens, which is still pretty good result for a flashlight this size. And the body did achieve 55 degrees with 70 degrees Celsius thermal limit set manually in Unreal settings. All right. And here is the max ramp. As you can see, still fluctuations are horrible, around 2,580 lumens measured at startup, and after 26 seconds the step down started from 2,450 lumens with gradual step down over the course of around 20 seconds to around 1,144 lumen level, so around 50% drop, and then again the brightness started to fluctuate, and in the end it stayed around 780 lumens, so pretty good result, with body temperature achieving 56 degrees with similar 70 degrees Celsius thermal limit. Now the E07 2021 SSD 25000K, so slightly more efficient LED. As you can see, fluctuations are similar. I measured around 5810 lumens at start, and the step down occurred after 24 seconds, so slightly better result than XP-L Hi in older model, around 5500 lumens, gradual step down but to around 1408 lumen level, and the fluctuation started. Similar thermal limit set to 70 degrees Celsius, the body achieved 60 degrees Celsius, so slightly higher results, so definitely more efficient LEDs, and the output stabilized at around 900 lumens, so pretty good. And now the max ramp, as you can see here, I measured 2160 lumens at startup. Fluctuations unfortunately happened, but as you can see, the step down is after 27 seconds, so not much more than in turbo output, which is pretty weird. And here the output stabilized at around 750 lumens, so slightly even less than max ramp in case of older E07 with less efficient LEDs. And now we are starting to be serious, the E07X Pro with XP-L Hi 5000K version. As I told you, this drive in particular does not achieve the full potential of LEDs. As you can see, I measured only 4760 lumens in same settings. So, well, the trade-off is that you can have the turbo output for full 2 minutes rather than 15 or 20 seconds. So definitely much more stable performance. And as you can see, the body did achieve 64 degrees from 70 degrees thermal limit, so pretty close. Definitely good thermal regulation here, and stabilized output is around 1200 lumens, so definitely 300 or 400 lumens more than older versions with shitty drivers. And as you can see here, the runtime is slightly lower, but giving the similar energy in the battery and higher output, this is perfectly normal. And max ramp here, as you can see, around 2000 lumens at startup, so pretty similar. And the step down occurs not after 25 seconds but 12 minutes and 47 seconds, which is insane. So definitely you can see here that thermal regulation and overall sheer mass of the head of E07X Pro is definitely out of older E07 league. And here around 1200 lumens sustained, 60 degrees of body from the 70 degrees thermal limit, so perfectly fine and in line with my expectations. Around 1 hour runtime, so perfectly good and satisfied for me, and that's what other Fireflies runtime graphs should really look like, in my opinion. First things first, XP-L Hi version of original E07 4000K. This is max ramp, and now the turbo output. Oh my gosh, this thing is crazy bright, over 7000 lumens, mind you, hitting the tree lines over 200 meters down there with ease due to the sheer output, although it does feature the widest optics, so 25 degrees beam. In my opinion, this one is the most useful one because it is pretty wide but still got a nice big hotspot for those close-up areas that you will use this light for, because let's face it, this is definitely not a thrower, right? You can definitely see the stepping down here, and lower and lower is the output, and in a couple of seconds you'll see that this is definitely so dim that you can barely see the ground down there, and in reality the step down really looks that way. So let's reset this one and see the difference after the hitting the turbo output once again. All right, and yes, the sheer banana face appears definitely. Oh my, this is unbelievably bright. Now the E07X Pro in 5000K XP-L Hi, max ramp and turbo output. As you can see, the beam pattern is much different. Luckily the step down won't occur here, but as you can see, the hotspot is much more focused, and thus the throw is also enhanced, but less light on the sides. Definitely you can see right here that the beam is focused in the center and the sides are quite less illuminated than in case of E07 original version. So in my opinion, this is much less efficient light output, but well, it is as it is. All right, the sustainability speaks for itself. And last but not least, E07 2021 5000K edition of SST20 LEDs, max ramp and turbo output here a little bit less angle here than E07 original version, 5 degrees, but still manageable, nice hot spot with slight throw to it, hitting the tree lines without any problems, but still nice, good floody beam with sides illuminated, so pretty useful in your everyday carry and close-up situations, unlike the E07X Pro. So as you can see, the step down does not occur that fast like in E07 original version due to the different LEDs, but still you can see it stepping down and dimming and dimming and dimming. So after a couple of seconds, unfortunately, of output in turbo mode, you have to either reset it or change manual for different levels. Let's reset it to turbo output and bam, that's really nice. I like it that way. Alright, summing up, in my opinion, definitely the best version is still the E07X when it comes to sustainable output and overall performance and additional features. But on the other hand, I really like the beam pattern of original E07, and the performance in terms of maximum output and the wow effect is much better than the E07X Pro. So in terms of the improvements of the original version, I think it's definitely worth it. The switch is much better in terms of tactile feedback and overall experience of the user. So I think the Fireflies did a good job in improving the original design. I really like to see the better driver here, but we cannot have it all, right? So basically, if you're looking for a wow effect flashlight that can look good, have cool features, and still be affordable, then definitely look no further than Fireflies E07. I really appreciate what they did here and can definitely recommend this one to you, especially that the E07X Pro is not available. So if you're wondering if it's worth it over the original, yes, definitely. They did improve some pain points that were discussed in the review of the original one. So yeah, I'm pretty content with this one. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more videos to come and to support the algorithm. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.